Hello, my name is Lindsay, and I'm representing Group 3 in our presentation of a persuasive argument. After a very short and quick deliberation, our group chose to do our project on the effects of hand washing. Hand washing is a pretty important thing, and it is so important that most of us learned about it in elementary school. I can't speak for everyone, but I remember being a child and having a presentation given to our class about hand washing. In this presentation, we all had glow-in-the-dark liquid put on our hands. We were then instructed to wash them and come back. Then the presenter shined an ultraviolet light over our hands to basically show how ineffective improper hand washing was. She then discussed the proper way to wash our hands, had us go back and wash our hands again the correct way, and then shine the ultraviolet light again to show the vast difference. Studies in elementary schools have concluded that the use of hand sanitizers and proper hand washing reduced absences from illnesses by 27% and the flu by 52%. According to the CDC, there are 5 ways to properly wash your hands. So I'm going to go inside. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to show the proper steps to hand washing. Okay, so I'm in my bathroom and I'm going to show the proper steps for hand washing. So your sink on and wait for it. I like warm water. I think it's the best way. I think cold water is pointless, but that's just me. CDC says you can use warm or cold. So wet your hands with clean running water, okay? And then turn off the tap and apply soap. Soap. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap. Lather the backs of your hands, between your fingers, under your nails, okay? Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you need a timer, you can hum the happy birthday song from beginning to end twice. So, okay, and then you would turn the tap back on. CDC, because I would just leave the water running because I'm not eco-friendly enough apparently. And then you rinse your hands well under clean running water. All the soap off. And I'm going to use the back of my hand because I touched the tap with my dirty hand. Okay, and then dry your hands using a clean towel, which I'm going to use one of my bath towels that's hanging because I'm a heathen and I don't have hand towels in my bathroom. And that is the 5 steps according to the CDC for hand washing. So we'll go back outside and I'll finish telling you about why you should wash your filthy hands. Okay, we're back outside. Time to continue on. Now that you know the proper steps for hand washing, we can dive into a little bit more about why it's so important. So, keeping our hands clean is one of the most efficient and important steps we can take as humans to avoid getting sick or spreading germs to other people. Unwashed hands spread many diseases and germs, and some of which include influenza A and B, which we all know that's pretty terrible, right? E. coli, which comes from the gut. It's a gut bacteria. Clostridium difficile, also known as C. diff, and the superbug known as MRSA. So that is an antibiotic-resistant staphylococcal infection. Unfortunately, hand hygiene is still one of today's leading causes of infection in healthcare facilities worldwide. The risk of clinicians, patients, and visitors not complying with hand hygiene protocols creates a problem for all healthcare staff and the patient care that's given. With the spread of these diseases and the recent increasing pandemic of the COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus, the importance of washing your hands can't be understated. It just can't. You Gotta wash your hands, guys. The CDC has also come out to say that in battling the spread of coronavirus, the most important and easy step we can take is by properly washing our hands. We can dive a little further into some of these diseases that are spread by lack of or improper hand washing. There's the flu, and its similar new cousin that we just talked about, the coronavirus, which most people have heard of. If you're not living under a rock, you've heard of the flu and the coronavirus. Along with getting your flu shot, which everyone should get your flu shot, you should wash your hands. Both are spread by droplets in the air and on surfaces, which means when people have the flu or coronavirus, they might be coughing or sneezing into their hands, and then they're touching surfaces all around them. Then other people, unsuspecting victims, encounter these surfaces. Or the infected person is shaking hands. They're touching doorknobs, keyboards of public computers, etc. This leads to a quick and easy way for the virus to spread and wreak havoc. Then there's bugs like E. coli and C. diff, which are spread by touch, but they are also spread through fecal matter. This means people are going to the bathroom, going number 2, and they're not washing their hands. Gross. It's sad because all of these diseases can be killed by simple hand washing techniques with plain old soap and water. In fact, C. diff is resistant to alcohol-based hand sanitizers. C. diff is a spore, which means it spreads and it can only be washed off. Or it can be killed by bleach. But most people aren't going to bleach their hands when they come in contact with it, and those chemicals would probably be very harsh on skin. So washing your hands thoroughly when you encounter this specific spore on this specific patient is so imperative. And C. diff is something that people who are elderly or really young with immunocompromised bodies are really susceptible to. So it's really important that you're just washing your hands. Proper hand washing also can be attributed to a decrease in transference of antibiotic-resistant viruses like MRSA. We talked about that earlier, and other forms of staph infection. There was some question about whether antibacterial soaps were better than plain soap, and the FDA ended up actually banning antibacterial soaps for over-the-counter sale. There was no scientific evidence that they were more effective in hand sanitizing than just plain old soap and water. And actually, in the opposite effect, had chemicals that might actually cause long-term health problems after extended use. So there's really no good reason not to run your hands under the sink with regular soap multiple times a day and practice good hand hygiene. Thankfully, though, many hospitals and clinical settings have policies in place for their employees to abide by while at work regarding hand washing and proper hand washing techniques to prevent the spread of hospital-borne illnesses and infections. The Mayo Clinic and Banner Healthcare are two of the biggest healthcare systems in Arizona, and their policies regarding hand washing can all be found on their website. Both healthcare systems require employees to what's called gel in and gel out. So you basically use hand sanitizer upon entering and exiting a room with a patient encounter in an effort to combat the spread of illnesses. The CDC also released the Life is Better with Clean Hands campaign, which encourages young people and all people to make cleaning their hands a healthy habit and to raise children from a young age by teaching them good hand washing habits. So in the end, basic hand washing techniques are one of the best ways to prevent the spread of numerous types of illnesses and diseases at home, school, and in clinical settings, and in our communities. Hand hygiene is the most effective way to reduce the spread or the risk of acquiring infections. Hand washing helps battle the rise in antibiotic resistance. It offers everyone a great reward in terms of preventing illnesses. And adapting to this habit can play a major role in protecting your health as well as others' health around you. It is crucial to the population that we remain compliant with all hand hygiene to ensure sustainability. And that is Group 3's video project on the effects of hand washing and hand hygiene. So wash your hands.